Hi,
How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Um,
Yeah.
I had a wonderful session with Brandon Consult.
Right. Right. Oh my God. Amazing. Hi, Rob. You're
You're
muted.
muted. Oops.
I turned the video on, but not the speaker. Okay, there you go.
Babe, your camera makes you look a little blue, kind of like
My
from,
blue, that's the light. Let me change the
oh, okay.
of the light.
Now you look pink.
Better.
Huh.
Now you look green.
Green, red. Yeah, I'll just turn it off. There you
No, no,
go.
no. You got to put it back
I
on.
know, I gotta put, let me put the other lights on.
Put it on. No, put it on pink. Pink was perfect.
Pink? That's
Yeah.
not how I identify.
Dude, we know who you are. You're all man to us.
Is that better? Is that
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
you no longer
in like
Papa
flesh
Smurf.
tone, Crayola flesh tone?
yes, exactly. Here comes Jenny. Hi, Jenny.
Hey guys.
Hey, sweet girl. How are you?
Good. How are you all?
Good. Thanks for being with us for Magdalene today. That was lovely, wasn't it?
Oh, yes. I'm really thankful to get to join you all for that. I really love it.
It's really precious. It's really, really precious.
Yeah, it really is. It's a really nice space, like you were saying. It feels calming and it just feels good. And yeah, it's really nice.
Yummy. So for some reason, the distortion on my Zoom makes this thing look orange and it's fuchsia. Like it couldn't be more fuchsia. Fuchsia of fuchsia. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. Anyway. I can't look at Amber and not think of Jurassic Park.
Mhm.
Oh, such a great movie. Such a great movie. Robert, how are you, my darling? You are muted once again.
Yes, I am. I'm sorry. I am magnificent. I have no complaints.
I love that.
It's all good.
It's always his answer. Ooh.
Well, you got to put out what you want. I told you why I started, how magnificent came to be.
Tell us the story
I
again.
used to say I'm living the dream.
Hi, Michelle.
And I said it when I was very depressed and shit was going horribly around me. It wasn't my life, but it was everybody else around me was falling apart. And I was feeling the pressure of it. And I wasn't in a good place. And it really had to do with family and work because I have a lot of my family used to work with me and government. So unfortunately. And one day, I'm making like way back in 2016, 17, the shit was hitting the fan at work. DA was there. They were searching, investigating all kinds of stuff. And again, I had nothing to do with it, but it was affecting a lot of people around me. So it was really killing the mood at work. And I didn't want to go there anymore. I was not happy going to this particular job, this building, but I had to go every day. And I just started saying out of nowhere, because I was miserable, I'm living the dream. People ask me how I was, I'm living the dream. And I was probably saying it very sarcastically, but it kind of switched. It kind of switched. And there was a little less sarcasm in it. I felt just good saying it. Didn't realize how powerful it was, the affirmation.
Yeah.
One day I went to work early in the morning, about 7 o'clock. I'm walking down the main hallway, and there's a woman who sat at a desk every day. I used to see her every morning. And she said to me that day, "How you doing, Rob?" And I said, "I'm all right." And she said, "You mean you're not living the dream?" And I watched all the air go out of her balloon. She
Oh.
just deflated in front of me.
Oh.
And I felt terrible. And I couldn't believe that other people were relying on me to keep their spirits buoyed. So I resolved never to do
Yes.
that again. And
Wow.
I said that and I said that. And the more I said it, the more it caught on. And the more my coworkers said it. And my bosses started to say it. And people bought me living the dream signs to put on your desk. They bought it I guess, Marshalls or Home Goods. And I had so many of them up until recently. I started giving them away to people. And finally back in 2019, right before the COVID, my buddy who was always hot and cold said, "How you doing today?" And I said, "I'm living the dream." And he said, "I'm tired of that. That's played. You say that all the time. I'm tired of hearing that." I said, "Okay, I'm going to kick it up a notch." "Yeah, what are you going to say?" I said, "I am magnificent." And I've been saying that ever since. And it drives him fucking crazy.
I love it.
So
Me
you don't
too.
realize how powerful your words are until you see that, energy come out of someone and you're like, wow. And I was just barely on the spiritual track, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Didn't
Yeah.
understand any of it.
Rob, did
I-
you know that Lee Carroll, I think it was him, I don't think he was channeling at the moment, maybe he told people to say that I'm magnificent. I was born magnificent.
Yes, and I really wasn't following Lee at that point in Cryon. So
Okay.
yeah, now he uses it magnificent is all the time.
Right.
But it wasn't because of him, it was just because, I had to kick it up a notch.
Right.
you know.
Right.
And my friend's still my good friend. He's been my friend for 30 plus years, almost 40 years. And we work together. And some days he's magnificent, and other days he's mud. So, but I've never given up on him.
So I have a personal request. You sent me a really gorgeous channeling today. Would you be willing to read that to everybody?
Sure.
Because so I asked Rob a couple weeks ago, would you please ask Lord Ashtar if he has a message for me? And Rob reached out today and asked and was thoroughly interrupted in the middle of a deliverance by another being that I have a very close association with, who happens to also adore Rob. Her name is Hathor. And she came forth with a message for me. And I read this message and I was just in tears because it allowed me to remember my own magnificence and why I'm here and how it is that I serve God. And the other thing that was really interesting is such a freaking miracle happened in my business today because my frequency was just high and I was like, oh, that's right. I'm here to be of service to God. And I just want each of us, like, I don't speak poorly of myself. Like you guys, Linda and Rob, you've been around me a lot, right? And Jenny, you've been in classes. You don't hear me put myself down. You don't hear me speak pejoratively or negatively about myself. Because I know that that's like the express elevator to hell is when we speak badly about ourselves. Anyway, Rob, if you could read that, especially I want to hear it in your words since it came through you. I'd love that.
Lynn didn't ask me for a message from Lord Ashtar. She asked me for a message from Ashtar because Ashtar is not a lord. Okay, here's one of the commanders of the Galactic
sorry,
Federation.
not Lord Ashtar, Commander Ashtar.
Right.
I just said Ashtar.
But you just said Ashtar.
Sorry,
but
you asked Alcazar.
So, and she asked Alcazar. So this morning, I said, I owe Lynn a message. Let me dial up Alcazar. Meanwhile, she wanted to talk to Ashtar. So
okay.
What is today's date? Today is what, the 13th?
13th, yeah.
Let me find it. Right. So I thought she wanted to talk to Alcazar. So
obviously I wanted to hear from Hathor.
It was early. It was 5 in the morning. I'm like, let me get this out of the way. I owe some people some messages. So I said, Alcazar, do you have any words for my dear friend Lynn?
I ask him, by the way, once
beloved.
a year. Once a year I ask him. That's it. I get one a year.
Them when you ask. Okay. Let's start this again.
Sorry.
Plus there's a big spelling mistake there. Okay. I said, Alcazar, do you have any words for my dear friend Lynn? Greetings, beloved, and thank you for the call. And that to me was a little odd because Alcazar doesn't normally refer to me as beloved. But I said, okay. I knew there was a blend of energies because based on my meditation, there was a lot of different energies around. What I heard was this. Your dear friend Lynn is quite amazing, isn't she? Her work has led her to many places, yet she has barely scratched the surface. The groups that she leads are a cadre of so many souls from so many lifetimes, all recognizing their connection to each other in addition to their connection to Source. The information brought forth almost on a daily basis is shifting the planet as well as many others. As you know, what happens here affects all in oneness. So it is most important to continue that work. The commitments of Lynn from long ago have been and are being honored once again in this lifetime. And there was a clear change of energy. Greetings, beloved. It is I, Hathor, with you now, and when I would like to take this opportunity to convey to your good friend how well she is doing. Almost single-handedly, she is shifting thousands upon thousands with her body of work, and it is no small task to perform, yet she does it with grace, almost like a ballerina. And they show me a little smiley face emoji. So our message to her is to please continue on the path that you are on, for it is working. Searching for something more is not necessary at this time because it will just come to you as the need arises. So do not be too concerned with any one thing, and trust that your needs will always be met and your desires will come to fruition in short order. So be not judgmental upon yourself and simply go about your days in trust and love, for that is the tenet of this experience. Okay. The cat, Astro, can only bring you so far, but it is up to you to go the rest of the way. Think of him as your guardian and protector here on earth. But as with all creatures, that span of life does not equal that of the human. So be prepared for a change and expect that he will be celebrated for his diligence and guidance for all these many years. Next is your health, and we can only recommend that you begin a new process of love for your vessel, for it can only extend your health and well-being at this time. So, until such things are made available to all of humanity, it is most imperative that you and all humans eat a more balanced diet of fruits and vegetables, which will in turn maintain and enhance all connections through the ethers with little distortion. So take the reins and guide yourself back to good health and the peace of mind that it brings. So, my dear, in closing, we say thank you for all that you do to assist humanity through the Great Awakening and into the heaven on earth that is unfolding as we speak. Farewell, beloved, and namaste. And that was Hathor.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I breathed into that. I wept over it, and I just felt so blessed by it. So thank you, my love. I truly appreciate it. It was
I'm
gorgeous.
glad it came through so clearly. And as you can see within that message, the more I relaxed into it, the
Yeah.
more it expanded. Well, you can't see that, but that's what happened.
Yeah.
And then it just started with the cat, because that was a message that I was not anticipating or anything, but
Yeah.
it needed to be said. So when you relax into that, there is no limit to what you can receive.
Yeah. He brought me the biggest mouse. I'm not kidding you. It was this big, dead as a doornail, huge, big, long tail. I'm not willing to say the word RAT. I'm not. But this really, really big mouse. And I was like, I can't even flush this down the toilet. Paper toweled it, threw it in the garden. I'm like, Astro, leave it alone. But we've just been having this beautiful little mommy kitty love fest. It's been the sweetest. And when I'm going to Europe for 6 weeks to write the book, and I'm going to have him stay with my Aunt Jane because there are 4 people there that love him: Mom, George, Aunt Jane, and Aunt Jane's caregiver, Mary. and they'll take good care of him. And yes, he won't be outside, but it's getting to be cold weather, and I feel really, really good about it. It's really sweet. My darlings, you'll have to forgive me for a moment. I have been eating a pure vegetable diet the past 3 days. I have some miracles to tell you about this, but right now the vegetables are making
God
their way.
bless. All right.
Be right.
Drink plenty of water. We got the hello, Jenny. Hello, Michelle.
Hey, Rob. Hey, how was your Italy trip?
It was absolutely amazing. I can't wait to go back and spend more time. We only went to Sicily and we were only able to spend like 2 days, at the most 3 days in any one location. And there is so much to see. You know, you're trying to see 3, 4, 5 things in a day. You need to see one thing for a week. You know what I mean?
I bet.
The Greek ruins, the Roman ruins, the Norman ruins, and it's a little island. I mean, for these people to build the stuff that they built in the short amount of our lifetime that they were there is just astounding. And
Wow.
I really didn't have much of a chance to settle in and dial in. I really, when I go on vacations, I really kind of, you get settled in, and then you get up early in the morning when everybody's still asleep, and I go and I do my meditation, and I'll bring in a message. But because we were bopping around, I never really could find that place. I did one morning get a message, but I don't think I read it. Let me get it here. Yeah, I haven't typed it out. I know that. I haven't typed it out yet. I even bought a little journal of
Oh,
in
nice.
Ortigia Island with this very famous, I don't know, statue, but I don't know what it is. I didn't get to see it, but I'm like, that's perfect. It's a little journal I can write in. And I think that was actually, maybe I wrote 2 things that week. Bear with me 1 sec, because I have it right in front of me. The 9th, 10/9. 10/9. I was there from 10. Oh, that's 11. Look, I got the wrong date in my book. Sorry. For this week. But 10/4, that was the day I left. 10/18. Sorry, I know there's one here. I could have sworn there was one here. 10/60. No. So it's the one in this chart. 10/10. Okay, on 10/10.
Oh, cool.
So double digit day. And where was I in 10/10? I don't remember where I was. I think I was in Palermo. I didn't make a note. But I did say this is the only time I was able to sit down quietly and write something before everybody woke up. Dear Spirit, please tell me what it is I need to know. Ciao, brother. I see that you have made many a connection as you have returned once more to the island with so rich a history, one that includes you as well. As you recognize the energies, let it be said that your explanation and interpretation is most accurate. Yes, as the lands roared, as the seas churned, so much was isolated and left standing alone. But as the seas rose, its inhabitants simply moved to higher ground until there was no place left to go. And what you have witnessed is just that. And what I noticed in Sicily was very jagged, very tight mountain ranges, not very big, but tall, a few thousand feet. And everything is built. The ruins are literally on the top of every single mountaintop. They're as high as you can go. And then there's buildings that are built to reach up to them. Most of them are abandoned now, in disrepair. We joked at them that those are the ones you could buy for $1. The dollar houses in Europe. You buy a house, they pay you to move into it. And we would joke all around, oh, well, that's got to be a $2 house. That's a big one. You know, $3. But I kept wondering why everything was up so high. And this message is confirming what I was receiving, in that as there was a cataclysm, they're showing me, I don't know what cataclysm they're showing, like what period. But what happened was the ocean came running through. And as it came running through, now it's a volcanic island, Sicily. So undulations in the crust, causing things to push up. The water starts to rise. The people have nowhere to go but up. They were all up on the top of all the mountaintops, which are just like little islands when the sea is that high, or maybe the island was orientation to sea level. I'm not sure. The mountaintops were where everyone had to live. And slowly, as the water receded, they moved back down and then were able to rejoin each other, which gave us the clan, right? These clans, these enclaves, these families, the same that they were showing me in Ireland with the clans, because the water rose and it forced everyone to be separate. And then eventually the water receded and they were able to then commingle again. And in Sicily, all of the growing, all of the agriculture, which is tremendous, is in the valleys, the fertile, narrow, tiny little valleys. So it would make sense as the water receded, everything settles in the valleys, hence agriculture is phenomenal there. So this is what they're explaining to me as I'm driving around quietly contemplating and pondering what I'm seeing, because we didn't have a tour guide with us and I couldn't talk spirituality with the people I was with because they're not spiritual. So it didn't make for good company.
Everybody's spiritual.
Well, outwardly spiritual.
Okay, that's fair.
So then it continues. This is a brief message, but so this is all talking about what I saw. So as I witnessed as I was traveling the island.
Yeah.
So, my dearest, please continue to explore and enjoy your time in a land of great history, much that you have yet to remember, and simply use this time to relax and enjoy all there is to offer as you make your way, and be certain to always protect yourself as well. For as you know, there are many who would like what you have, attained and worked for. So mind yourself and the others at all times. Beware of those who are set to deceive, for there is no recourse. Take care of your spouse and continue to only show love and compassion to all you meet this day and always. I bid farewell, your friend and colleague, Saint Germain. So I was in Palermo, and that day there was some nefarious individuals around, and I did definitely push everybody across the street, and they were upset with me. And I said, I'm telling you to just go this way and stay away from that group, because Palermo is a very eclectic city with a lot of people, and not all with good intentions. But it was fine. We had no issues. Saint Germain, the reason that was from Saint Germain, because as I was driving around, especially the first couple of days, and seeing all these waterside cathedrals and stuff, because we were along the shore most of the time, I couldn't help but think, well, did Saint Germain land here? Did he end up here? If he traveled, plied the oceans, and went from place to place and continent to continent, everybody stops in Sicily. That's the island on your way to everywhere else to get your supplies, fresh water, things like that. So when I would go to different churches and cathedrals, like I said, up to 3 in a day we would hit, because there was so many, I would say, were you here? Saint Germain, did you ever come to this? And I would hear, I have spent many a night here, or I've been to that, or no, I've never been to that. That was never there. I never got to that facility. So it was very interesting that even though I was trying to vacation and trying to, separate yourself from everything that goings on, the spiritual aspect was only getting stronger, and I was only more and more interested in what events occurred there, who was there. I was at a disadvantage because I don't read Italian. I don't speak Italian. I don't read Italian. And 99% of the stuff in Italy is in Italian. All the statues, all the plaques, all the churches. So what I did start doing is taking pictures of a lot of stuff. And I figure when I get home, I'll talk to my buddy Umberto, who grew up in Sicily, and I would start showing him the plaques and things. And I've already showed him a few since I've been back that he's read to me, translated into English. So I said, next time, Umberto, I go back to Sicily, you're coming with me. It'll be a lot easier, because he grew up in Enna, the town right next to Mount Etna. So, and he had a lot to say. So he drew a map on a whiteboard at work and all the places I was to visit. And and then I took a picture of it. And when we were in the airport before we left, they said, okay, I got a map from Umberto where we're going to go. And I showed it to my brother and my sister-in-law and my wife. And they looked at me and I said, I'm telling you, he lived here. He knows we're going to still be. And we hit most of the places he suggested and we were not let down, not in any way. So if you know somebody, whenever you're going to travel somewhere, it's always best to consult with them as to, where the best pizza is. You know what I mean? So
That's always fun. The thing that I enjoyed in France was friends had said, go here, go there. But then there were also these times where you just trusted spirit and you were led to some of the most extraordinary places. Alicia was like, we have to go to this church. And Matanya said, we have to go to this other church. And, just places where you meet people. I ended up at a hotel and there was a guy there and he's a supervisor and he's just adorable. And he said to me, this when we came back the second time, he said, welcome back, remembered us from months ago. And then this time he handed me his card and he said, if you ever come back to the hotel, let me know and I'll upgrade you. So I'm about to make the reservation tomorrow, a couple hotel reservations tomorrow. And then I'm going to let him know that I'm coming and have him upgrade me but it was funny because Alicia's like, you guys have a past life. And I'm like, yes, we do. When you meet somebody and you can just feel like you've known them before.
oh yeah.
That's there. I love that.
So last week, I read last Wednesday was the day after election day, wasn't it? That's for doing
Yeah.
right. And did I read that? I think I read the message from election day. Did I not?
I don't
I
remember.
think I read 2 messages last week. I didn't make a note of them.
I don't remember.
Because I don't remember and I didn't have a chance today. I was going to go look at the Zoom and see where we're at last week, but I didn't. Let me just thumb through here because I have one on the 8th, I think, which is Friday, but I think there was one prior to this that fits with it. The 8th, the 9th.
I don't think I wrote this down anywhere. I'm just taking a quick check.
But so this is, I wrote it as a 10-9 and it's 11-9. Okay. 11-8. Yeah, okay, 11-8, 11-9. I'm sorry. Show prep wasn't so good today. I was busy with a lot of other stuff, but okay, so 11-8, but clearly the day after, 2 days after the election. Okay. Dear Spirit, please tell me what it is I need to know today. Greetings, beloved. It is I, your Hathor, with you now. And I am delighted to have your ear. Hathor has been very busy lately, Lynn.
It's been really popular.
So now that the shift is in full gear, know that it is all moving in the right direction. And as so much is brought up for review, be careful not to get hit with other people's shit. Great will be the anguish and the upset for so many regarding leadership. But it matters not, for all is in divine order. So, simply put, please refrain from engaging those who seem to have lost their grip and only show kindness and love as so much is revealed. All is not what it seems, and so much is a creation of the human mind, all in an effort to regain control. So be not bothered by the upcoming events, and simply hold space for those who, as is often said by the Cryon, don't know they don't know. Continue to be excited for the shift as new and more benevolent energies envelop Earth, ushering in a new reality. So be not concerned, be not worried about the outcome, and simply trust that the light won. Bless you and thank you, Hathor. So take from that message what you will. The light won. And what I can say is I genuinely have felt a shift in energy. I don't know. I've heard a lot of people say the same thing, like a weight's been taken off of our chest. And I'm not saying it has anything to do with the president or who has been chosen. What I'm saying is the collective consciousness has reached a point where we all want the same thing. We all want safety, we want love, we want compassion, and we don't want war. And obviously, a lot of people want that. Okay, a majority, not a huge majority, but a majority. And that was enough to activate the collective consciousness and take us to the next level, the next paradigm, the next frequency, however you want to refer to it, the next dimension. But I mean, we're moving in that direction. They said that this wasn't going to be end. This was not going to be the apocalypse, the cataclysm, the Armageddon. It was not going to be that. That was prophesized and spoken of by so many, but those were just potentials. And unfortunately, they didn't see the potentials of humanity coming together as strongly as we've come together now. And it's all up from here. That's how I see it. Lynn, your thoughts on that?
I feel like God voted Trump into office and we got to see what they're up to. And I'm
Yeah.
just going to let it be at that. Astro, what's up, baby?
Okay, so now the 9th. So the 8th was what? So Friday, so Saturday morning. Dear Spirit, please tell me what it is I need to know. Greetings, beloved. It is I, Adironda, with you now, and I am delighted to have this, another opportunity to speak with you. Now, Adironda, the collective, say that they're from the 17th dimension. I don't know.
Wow.
That's when they always come through, they say we're from the 17th dimension.
I have not heard that.
Yes. So, delighted to have you to speak with you. First, let me say that thank you, for the tide has come in and so many boats are afloat, just waiting for the current to take them away to new and different destinations. So many are ready for change. The planet is ready for change, and here it is. So, dearest being of light, what can I do for you this day? I said, Adironda, why do I feel stuck? Why do I continue not to complete the book series? I should have read this before I read it to you because I didn't realize it got personal. Oh, dearest one, be not bothered by what was and only focus on what is. So every day that you receive another message from Spirit, please share it. Your work does not go unnoticed, but your limited scope of circulation leads to less than. So begin to expand your sharing to include larger publications, including the Sedona Journal. They are waiting for you, and the wind is at your back. So take this opportunity to sail on into the sunrise of a brand new day on planet Earth and be amazed at what you see. So my advice to you is to simply go ahead and enjoy your day and trust that everything is a-okay. Farewell, beloved, and I leave you now. So there you go. Didn't even remember I wrote that in there.
Here's the message that I got for you. Listen, we read lesson 318 today of Magdalene's book of 365 lessons, and they get down towards the end, and I'm like, I have no recollection of her speaking any of this. Not that I have recollection of the beginning, but I think, anyway, this is what they just said, Rob. Start a podcast channel on YouTube. Go up there and start reading your messages and watch this thing blow up.
There you go. That's what I
I'll
was
follow
feeling.
you.
I'll follow you.
Thank you.
I will follow you.
Hey, and I
Oh,
was just gonna
Follow
say,
you wherever you go. What?
just a little tiny like feedback when you're like, oh, I didn't realize this got personal. Actually, that was good for me to hear too, because when you were referencing, maybe thinking of things like you haven't finished or you haven't done this, you haven't done that. I
Yeah.
mean, I think we can all benefit. I'll speak for myself, but I think it's
Sure.
an uplifting message and I appreciated it.
Oh, I'm glad. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it too. The problem, I write a lot of these, and if I don't read them, I don't remember them. If I don't type them out, and then, after a few days, 5 or 6 messages, then you're like, I remember what I could barely scratch the surface with some of them. Last week, did I read a message that talked about the cake is in the oven?
I don't
Okay.
remember that. Listen, I have people come up to me and go, thank you so much for that Akashic reading, healing, blah, 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 because I've worked with thousands of people and I have no idea who this person is. I'm sure I've never met them. I'm definitely sure I've never channeled for them. So it's not just writing it down on a piece of paper. Now I'm hungry for cake. I love that, Jenny. Ah,
Wednesday is Sunday at Carvel.
Wednesday is Sunday at Carvel. Listen, we're going to dinner tomorrow night. I can't wait. Cannot wait. I don't
My
think I've
wife
seen.
reminded
I
me
don't
of
think I've.
Wednesday. Before I came up, she said, today is Wednesday. I'm like, oh, yeah. So I'll be
I
running
don't
to the
think.
Carvel after the podcast because I really need it. You can see,
Are you
right?
really? I love Carvel. Listen, I'm now
It
a
might be there. She
vegetarian.
might have door dashed it already for all I know.
Oh my God, you guys are so much closer to Carvel than I am.
Yeah, I know. I could walk there. It's like, 800 feet away. It's not really that far.
Rob
But
and
I
his
was
wife
coming up to do the podcast.
live minutes
But I
away.
had dinner already when Lori got home. I had the
No,
knishes
listen,
and the hot
listen.
dogs in the toaster
He
oven,
has a
the can of beans on the oven. I was
no.
the stove. Oh,
Rob
I was
has a
ready. A glass of wine.
drive-through
Said I got to do a
Dunkin'
podcast. I'm
Donuts.
making dinner.
Drive-through Dunkin' Donuts. That's all I have to say about that.
No.
You have a drive-through Dunkin' Donuts,
Yes,
right?
I do. But you can't eat the donuts.
I'm sorry. What?
Try not to eat those donuts. They're not good. They're not like the donuts of yesteryear when we were kids. You see the size of the donut now? It's like this big. When we were kids, a freaking donut. They just recently posted the size of the Entenmann's donuts, right? From like the 80s. The
I
thing
know
was
they're
like a
much
5.5-inch donut.
Oh, have you noticed candy bars are smaller?
Everything.
This is the important shit to talk about. I'm telling
But we
you.
shouldn't be eating any of it anyway. All the ingredients are terrible.
I know.
The
Rob
more
and I
watch
have this
those.
list of 6 things we don't eat. We don't eat flour. We don't eat sugar. We don't eat pork. We don't eat corn. We don't eat
Well,
eggs.
I'm
We don't
definitely
eat
not
dairy.
eating the pork now that I see the parasites after they put the Coca-Cola on it. And
Did
you
you
watch
see
all the
that? That was so
parasites come up
disgusting.
after it. Oh boy, yeah. I'm like, wow, that's a crazy one. Try
It's
it
a
at home.
thing.
Test your pork. Buy a cheap
It's a thing.
pack of ribs.
All right. Speaking of Hathor, I have Hathor in the house.
Hello, Hathor.
Mm. Greetings, beloveds. We thank you very much, beloved one. And yes, indeed, that was us. Even when you thought that you were speaking with Alcazar, he had snuck in. Beloved, we thank you for being the channel for our message to this beloved one. She does not always listen to our words. Let her be a light in the darkness for you, beloved. If you merely followed in her footsteps, if you would let yourself be awakened in the communities that she has forged through, she is about to have some 3,000 followers on her YouTube with all of her thousands of videos. She allows herself to be recognized, although it causes her a moment of fear and embarrassment. She allows herself nonetheless. Also, if you are to take your personage and your personality and you bring it to the land of the tick and of the talk, and you start to speak your messages, beloved, it will blow your tiny little mind what is possible. And then you will allow yourself to connect with the actual mind of God, and you will say, I have here accomplished what I promised that I would. It is time for you to get busy with this, beloved. Do not wait for the books to come. The books will come, but allow your personality and your charm and your delight and your magic and your laughter to be what brings solace to so many. You must understand the joy that was brought to Sahana Grace, for she has repeated this story to many, and she goes back and listens to it again, and then she loved to hear it coming from your actual lips, that it reminds her of herself. And this is what you do, beloved. You remind others of who they are. And that is what you are all to do. Imagine you are in a field with candles of different shapes and different sizes and different colors and different widths and different heights. And yet there is one distinguishable fact, that when you light all the candles, everyone is like everything else, and that is the light and the flame that is within, beloved. And what you must do is lean to the left or lean to the right or lean forward or lean back or extend yourself to light the wick of another's who has gone out. And that is the work that you all do as light bringers, each and every one of you. You bring the light, for you are the light. And for this we say, thank you. Now, get about your business. Do not dilly-dally. Chop, chop, as they say, and get on with it.
Okay.
We thank you, and we love you. And indeed, we shall speak with you again.
That was wonderful, Hathor. Thank you. And I have to be honest with you.
What?
That shift that I was referring to last week, that change of energy, has really motivated me to say, enough is enough now. Just start pressing go live and do this.
Good.
And whoever's there is there. Because I did attempt it while you were away, Lynn, and I got on for about 3-4 minutes and nobody was there on that 1 week when you were away with Wendy. When you guys were, and I went on the Wednesday 2 weeks ago and no one was here 3 weeks ago. And I started talking and I'm like, I knew nobody was there. I didn't have anybody to bounce my thoughts off of. And I'm like, 4 minutes and I just logged off because there was nobody there. So, and I'm like, and then I thought about it. I said, I should have just sat there for the hour and talked because I could talk for an hour, no problem. So I realized that the other day after this shift of energy that it doesn't matter where you're at, just do it.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. So I'm just praying for some rain so I don't stop go outside and work. I've got stuff to do.
Babe, listen, if you just read channeling after channeling after channeling,
Ordered them, yeah.
And Kat's available to you. Veronica's not working with me, so she can work for you. Like you have lots of resources. Alicia is sitting in Dubai for the next few months.
Why? Wow.
She's off to a conference and meeting friends, and
wow.
We're going to meet in England for Christmas, and then I'm to the south of France, and she'll meet up with us at some point. My sister's going to come and visit in France. I'm so excited.
You just realized I have a short little 11:11 message.
Bring it.
Okay, so it's a quick one.
Oof.
Trying to look at the notes on here. I did some doodling. I'm not a doodler, but for some reason I was doodling on the top of the page, and I don't know why. I'm very specific with my journals. I like to just keep them nice and neat, because I figure someday down the road people are gonna look at them, Right now nobody seems to care what's in them, at least in this house. I said, Dear Spirit, do you have any words today for the 11:11 portal? Greetings, divine brother of light. I am your Kathumi with you once again, and I am delighted to have your ear this day. 11:11, yes, has been referred to as a portal event. This day signifies alignment within your calendar and alignment within the greater world as divine light codes are present and flooding down upon Mother Gaia and all inhabitants. So be at ease this day. Feel the energies flowing down upon you and recognize the higher self that lives within all living things and those seemingly not. For all is energy and all is creation. So expect only the best and most benevolent outcome for all. It is that simple. There is nothing more to say. I leave you now with love and blessings. Farewell, Kathumi.
Love Kathumi. Hey, Rob, I have a question.
Yep.
For the six weeks that I'm in Europe, 7 in the evening is 1 in the evening there, and it's going to be too late for me. Do you want to take a break through the holidays? Do you want to do something earlier, or do you want to do some on your own?
Let's take a break through the holidays.
I like that idea.
That'd be
Okay.
easy.
I'm leaving in the middle of December, and I'm back at the end of January. So
That's
should we break off till the beginning of February when I'm back?
Yeah, we'll do, whatever 2/2 is that falls on. What the day is that? Yeah, but that's fine. Yeah, whatever it is in February, that's fine. Because I'll be
Or-
traveling in January anyway. I'll be going down to Florida, at least for a week or two, so it'll be easier now.
Okay. So
By then, hopefully, I'll be sneaking in podcasts here and there. Now, should I do it like the old school guys and just do it in my car?
I think you should get one of those professional microphones that they can hear you with,
Yeah.
and just just come on and say, I've channeled over 1,000 messages, and I'm here to share some of them with you.
There you go. Just start from the beginning.
And
Give the
maybe you get
backstory,
like
read the message.
a bunch from Katumi, and a bunch from Yeshua, and a bunch from Hathor, and a bunch from.
I looked today at Kathumi, and I wanted to see how many from Kathumi I had, and 66 are in there just from Kathumi.
Hello.
Wow.
That's
66 messages.
That's 2 months of Kathumi.
Yeah, that's a paperback.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, I didn't realize, because I never really look. I just keep putting them in, and I never, search.
Yeah.
So it's all good. So Jenny, Michelle, and Linda, please, we have an open format here. We have a few minutes left. Are there any questions or anything you want to add or ask?
Well, you know what just popped in my mind about your podcast or whatever? I think it'd be cool I could see my husband listening to you. I would listen to you as well. But it'd be cool to have more male. There's probably a lot of male presence out there that I don't realize, but I think you would be
No.
a great presence,
Not as much as I would like to see, but it's
Yeah.
growing. It's a growing number. Absolutely.
Yeah. I think you do awesome. I thought that it was cool that they talked about your charm when Lynn was channeling, because you do have like a charm about you, and I think you have a great relatability, so I think you'd do really awesome.
It would
But-
be really fun for you to bring Charlie on, for you to bring Paul on.
Oh, yeah.
Who's the adorable one that does the podcast out on the island with the glasses?
I know who you're talking about, but I've never
I
interacted
can't
with
remember
him.
his name. Anyway,
Michael Zinn.
Michael Zinn. Yeah. I mean, there are a bunch of great guys that are out there that are
I've
into
never
the
met Michael.
whole spiritual thing. You've
No.
never. No, Michael was at the holiday party of Paul's.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He sat in
You
the
have
back.
met Michael.
That's right. I apologize.
Bring Brad on.
Yeah. Oh no, there's plenty of guys. But when I started doing this, what is it, like 8 or 9 years already now? It was like, even with the class what I took for automatic writing with Wendy, it was me and 14 women.
I know, but
Everywhere
that
I
changes.
went, it was me,
Listen,
and
in
there was
my
never another
world-
guy.
No, in my world,
Except
there's
that one gentleman, Peter. He was around a lot. And the other guy who had a crush on Wendy. That one guy.
I know.
He only came for Wendy.
We shall not speak of it again. Exactly. That was a
I don't
thing.
remember his name, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. We forget his name.
But very,
Anyway.
very true.
But there's oh my God. And after Wendy said no, he came after me, and I was like, we're not doing this. He was a lonely guy.
Yes.
Anyway. So bring the guys on.
Oh, yeah.
See if they're available. I mean, if I'm not here,
Yeah, we'll discuss that definitely before
I
you
love
leave.
that idea. I love that idea.
I have a comment. Hathor mentioned, which I found very funny the way she said it, the tick and the talk. So
Yes.
she wants you to go on
On
TikTok.
TikTok, yes, I know.
Oh, listen,
saw
it's so
that.
easy to grow. My dear friend Patrick has 95,000 followers on TikTok.
Wow.
I have 10,500 and I've done nothing. I think I fell to 10,400 the other day.
No. Sarah has quite a few too. I don't know how many, but she
Sarah's got like 14, 15,000.
really.
Yeah. And she's out there doing her, lightweight language. She's like C3PO, like a universal translator. She speaks so many different.
Mm.
Sarah, Michelle, you've seen some of Sarah's TikTok channeling, right?
Yeah, well, and I've been witness to it too. I love Sarah's channeling.
She's amazing. She's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah,
But-
Sarah is absolutely amazing. She was one of the
She's stunning.
first
Listen,
regular channels I
Rob,
would visit.
You could have our beloved Linda on here. Linda speaks incredible light language.
Oh, Miss Toma,
Mhm.
yes. Mrs. Toma, yeah.
Go Linda.
Oh yeah, there's never it's gonna be
Go,
easy to
Linda.
put it together.
Go, Linda.
Rob, just gotta commit. I just gotta commit.
Dude,
And you know
You're
what the thing is?
you're
The-
already
you know,
committed to
I'm
this.
I keep trying to tell, well, you gotta be structured. No, podcasts don't have to be structured. You could be any time of the day or night,
This is the wild, wild
right?
east.
And
There's
then
a
they're
wild,
up there for
wild
people
west.
to see at their leisure.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
I don't catch many things live. So I'm old school. I'm still trying to break the norms of what You think things you're supposed to be because they're not.
I don't even want to go to my things that are live. Like, you know,
Right.
I'm tired.
Yeah, and for me, I do my best work in the morning, so I'd be better off doing it that way.
I do my best sleeping when I'm sleeping. Oh, here comes Christy. Christy and I met earlier today. Hi, Miss Christy. You're catching the last 8 minutes of us. I'm tired. Been a long day.
Yeah, it's been weird. A lot of energies, and now when's the full moon? 2 days?
Yep, the 15th.
15th. Yep. So get them crystals out, get them ready. I took that green Andara, and my wife has a Christmas cactus. Oh, whatever, they bloom once a year. Very beautiful red flowers, and it's up at the other end of the attic, up by the window on the other side. And I just been watering it gently, and all of a sudden it bloomed about 2 weeks ago. More flowers than it's ever had before. I wish I could show it to you.
And you put the Andara in it?
And and then they started to die. The flowers started to die off. And it was about a good week though. And I was like, wow, that's the most I've ever seen on one of those flowers. And there's a lot of them that work. People have them and you never see this many flowers. And I took pictures of it and I sent it to my wife. I said, check out what's in the attic. Then they started to die off. So the other day I took the green Andara and I laid it on the limb on one of the little branches. And I said, let's see what happens, because I've had really good luck with these crystals and plants in the wintertime. And within 2 days, that whole branch started to have all new flowers on it.
I love that.
So then I moved it to the other side of the plant 2 days ago, and I checked it this morning, and now flowers are starting to reappear on that other side of the plant. So I made a pile of all the dead ones, and I left them on the windowsill, and now I'm going to take a picture of all the new ones that are on it, and I'll document it. But I learned with this particular crystal, this Andara that I got from Wendy many years ago now already. It's amazing. We put it in a lemon tree, a Myers lemon tree that was almost completely dead. It was in the living room. My wife had gotten it for Mother's Day. We had it outside, brought it in the house. It had 24 lemons on it, and they take like 5 or 6 months to mature. So the lemons matured. We used the lemons. Now it's March, 2 winters ago, and it wasn't doing well in the house. It was by the radiator. It doesn't like it inside. It's a big, good sized tree. And I said to one of my little granddaughters, I said, let's take the green crystal, the healing crystal, and put it in the tree, because it didn't look good. All the leaves, it was down to maybe 10 or 20 leaves. There was nothing left on this big tree. And within about 3 days, it started to bud. Okay. And the lemon tree came back even stronger than before. We put it outside for that season. We must have took 60 or 70 lemons off of a tree that's only this big, that sits in a pot on, a windowsill.
Lemon tree, very pretty.
This year we didn't have very good luck with it. Had just a few lemons, and now it's inside, but it's happy and it's healthy. And my wife has probably made like 20 little baby lemon trees off of it. She takes the clippings and then she gives them to people all the time. So a lot of people have these trees. But this particular crystal, I'm afraid to tell anybody outside of our circle, because I'm afraid somebody's going to come and take it from me. You know what I mean? This crystal, it's unbelievable, the green crystal.
Whatever you do, don't talk about it on the podcast.
No. But that's the crystal that I got from Wendy, she got it from Mount Shasta.
No. Listen, Linda was privy to this. When we were in Sedona, Wendy put together these incredible crystal bags for each and every person of all these crystals she had. And she put a piece of that green crystal, the Andara, in a bag. And who got it was Terry Willingham. We got some amazing crystals for her. Look, I got this one little crystal. It's in the shape of a little mini mushroom. We got some amazing stuff from her. Just random crystals she put in a bag, and everybody just put their hand in the big bag and pulled it out. Wow. It was amazing. Wendy had a lot of crystals. A lot of crystals. If we could keep her in our prayers for wellness, she is wrapping up the end of COVID, which she got at our event.
That's right.
Would be appreciated. Much, much appreciated. Well, I love you all. We will see you next Wednesday. We will not see you
Yeah.
the Wednesday after because it's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. But Rob, thank you for your precious messages and for all of your channeling efforts. Have you counted up, like, do you know exactly how many channeled messages you've?
No.
Over
it's,
1,000.
Probably close to 1,500 now.
Wow.
Oh.
Amazing.
And you know
Imagine
what's good about most of them?
what?
They're short. They're a page, 2, 3 pages. Not, they never really go to both. If they go more than both sides of one of these, it's a long message. So it's good.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe my attention span is limited. I don't know. Or maybe they're just thorough enough in getting the messages across that we don't need to write chapters and verses. So they know what we need. They know what we can handle. Right.
And they're so appreciative of us doing this work for them, honestly.
Well, they're appreciative because they are our support staff.
Hmm.
We are not theirs. And when you start on this journey of self and spirituality, for many of us, because we're always power over versus power under, we always see us as less than. There's the God and then there's us. What they're saying over and over and over again in many of these messages, and not just me, but many other channels, including yourself, is they are here to witness the greatest feat of creation ever to be had in this universe or any other. This living ascension, this recognizing your divinity and having this experience in this world of unlimited creation, the matrix. So we are the graduates of whatever the most famous college in the world is, and they're just waiting to party with us. And they just want to make sure we get home safely.
I love that. I love that.
That's what it is. They're here to support us.
Yep.
Who's looking, oh boy, no. That's why they're always saying, ask, just ask, talk to us. We can help you if you ask. Hands off otherwise.
Everything we ask for, they give us. Everything.
Yeah. And sometimes we don't recognize it. They give it to us in different ways, in energetic ways that help us to align with the things we're trying to achieve. It's not necessarily, here's the $1 million. It's just not that. Here's the path to the $1 million.
And the transformation that you'll make in the journey to get there.
Right.
None of us are the same.
So the bottom line
you
in this for me is keep transmuting all that does not serve you. Drop the bags. We're not carrying anything into the next paradigm. Leave it all behind. So come to terms with it. And if you can't come to terms with it, transmute it. Let it go. Forget about it and move on. That's what they're waiting for. They're waiting for all of us to move in. Leave the baggage.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you for letting me ramble on as you always do.
I love you.
See you
Love
all
of
next week.
Thank you for
I'll see you
being here, my
tomorrow night for
darlings.
dinner.
We'll see you soon. I'll see you tomorrow night for dinner. Bye.
Bye,
So long,
guys.
everyone. Thank you.
Bye.